Testing. Hey. Welcome to sunny Fort Myers, Florida, where it's not very sunny right now. I was going to film underneath these trees until I realized they're full of ripe coconuts and I didn't want one of them to fall on my head and kill me. Anyway, I've been down here shooting now for the past 4 hours, currently 1 o'clock. If you wait for the breeze to blow just the right way, you'll get this interesting smell that's kind of akin to a dead anchovy's vagina. Excuse me, that was too crude, sorry about that. A few people recently tell me that they were typing in angry photographer on a search and they came up with recent news articles. Apparently a wedding photographer was at a wedding and he was extremely miffed, and this of course is why I call myself the angry photographer. However, I was doing this back before cell phones came into hardcore fashion, and his entire wedding shoot was ruined because he could never get shots of the bride and groom because everybody in the audience was a douchebag with an iPhone or an Android, and they all had their phones out, and he couldn't even get a shot. No matter where he was, there was some asshole with their Android or iPhone in the way. And the thing that defines douchebag photography to me is more this than anything now. I mean, people are glued to their iPhones and their Androids. You might have noticed that while photography has obviously gotten insanely more prolific than it has 50 or 60 years ago, I'm not that old, it's actually gone way downhill. I mean, we're not printing anything anymore, which is fine, and I don't like processing chemicals and having to do all the paper, mess with all the endless reams of paper and film that cost a ton of money and took up a massive amount of time. Everything is meant for consumption on Facebook and whatnot, and that is a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing that you certainly don't need a 36 megapixel sensor to print out an 8x10, much less throw your shit up on Facebook. There's one thing I love about South Florida is it's the prolific appearance of spandex and lycra that is going up and down the streets here. That's off topic, excuse me. I should slap myself for that one. But our photographs have gotten worse. Even though we are more prolific by a factor of probably 1 million, if not more, our the quality of our photography, both compositional, lighting, and otherwise, has gone way downhill. I mean, yes, photography was more of a craft or a trade back in the day, just as tattooing still is. You have to apprentice underneath somebody so they can teach you the right skills. You may not have the artistic integrity to be able to pull off good tattoo work, even if you get the right training, and the same was true in photography. You might not have the ability to see light for what it is and make the correct compositions, but you had the skills to make sharp photographs and do a decent job. And now everybody these days obviously has an iPhone or Android, and while it certainly is the case that the phone that you have on you is 1,000 times more valuable than the camera that is sitting at home, our photography's gotten a lot worse. I mean, I don't even think I could do wedding photography. I haven't done a wedding shoot in 8 months. It's been 8 months, I believe, since I did the last wedding shoot. But I don't think I could do it full-time anymore. I mean, it's too miserable. I mean, the people were bad enough to begin with, but now everybody with a cell phone with a camera on, which of course they all do, or an iPad. The worst thing is going to a wedding and someone brings their iPad with them and they're taking shots with the iPad. And our photography has gotten a lot worse. We have all this professional gear now, but nobody wants to use it. And I understand, I got an iPhone in my pocket, but I use it as a phone. I mean, things have steered so drastically out of perspective now that even the professional photography gear has gotten to the point where people give strong consideration to, well, what sort of video does it make? Well, I don't give a shit what sort of video it makes. I've got professional video recording gear. I throw these videos together very quickly. I obviously don't edit them. I obviously have no budget in them. But I mean, I want to get the information out there quickly, boom, boom, boom. I mean, I know a few people that make some YouTube videos and will sit there and laboriously, painstakingly edit the video all day long to crank out a 5-minute video. That's all well and fine, but I'd rather throw out, 1,000 videos that are boom, 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 hit the point and go on down the road. Am I rambling now? Yeah, I probably am, but after I was told about that, I typed in angry photographer on a search myself, and I came up with a recent news article of this photographer, this wedding photographer, that's just insanely upset at the BS he has to deal with, that everybody's whipping out their iPhones and their Androids, and if they want to take a picture, that's fine, but it's destroying his profession, that he can't even get a clear compositional shot of the bride or the groom or whatever it is that he's trying to do. Our photography has become now so prolific and so inundated into every nook and cranny. I mean, we walk around in every part of the world with a camera shoved up our ass, but the actual quality of the output, even though the megapixels have gone way, way up, obviously we're shooting digital now instead of film, the resolution has gone way, way up. The quality and composition has gone way, way, way down. I mean, as far as what a decent photograph looks like these days, I mean, 98% of everything that's out there is something taken from an iPad, an Android, or an iPhone. And the same thing needs to be said of this professional photography gear, including what I'm filming on right now, is that you need to keep it to the basics and add your advanced skills later. Throw your camera into manual. The best training that you can do with your professional DSLR is start making a bunch of mistakes. And by doing that, you're going to learn exactly what light is. You're going to start looking at your eyes, illumination, iris, interval, and start understanding what light is, how it reflects, and how it works, and start getting the basics down. You've got an advanced. There's a coconut that fell over there. It didn't fall on my head, thank God. Anyway, thanks for watching. I know I rambled a bit in this video, but it would have had more rant quality to it if I was slightly less burning up from the extreme heat right now.